So she'll hold the mic, right?
Yeah, it is the touchline here on Y254. I'm Robert Osoro. Big things are happening this weekend, considering that Kenya is playing in the London Sevens. We've got the Kenya Premier League also happening. We've got the Christie Sevens happening. And also, it is a weekend where we are going to see Real Madrid versus Liverpool in the Champions League final. But now, let's talk about digitization of Kenyan football. And I'm joined by Ali Amuor, who is the league's and competitions member in the transition committee, and is here in studio to talk about Kenyan football and how we can move it forward. Ali, welcome to the touchline here on Y254. How is your weekend today?
So thank you, and once again, thank you for having me.
Yes.
So far, so good. I call it a super weekend.
Yes.
You see, both locally and internationally, and both in the football sector and also in other sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot is happening actually this weekend, and I've actually learned that you played in the late 80s with Michael Coy from Itiero High School.
Yeah, actually I cleared in Itiero in 89 A levels. At that time I was schooling with Origi and the rest of the Shabana boys.
Yes.
And, quite interesting times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people chose careers football. Some of us went back to school.
Yes.
Yeah, but quite interesting. And those days, football was football. It was passion then.
Yes.
And attracting everybody into the field.
30 years later, Shabana, you know, when they played, I think in the African Confederations Cup, back in the 80s when they played Kabwe Warriors from Zambia, and it was a big thing back home there. But for you, you went into corporate structure. You never went into professional football, but now you are back into Kenyan football. A bit of your background as Ali Amuor.
Yeah, bit of my background. I went in the corporate, working with Coca-Cola and the bottlers.
Yes.
Then again, I moved to South Sudan to put a Coca-Cola plant, which never happened, but the structures were there. Then moved to Sierra Leone as a country commercial director.
Yes.
Then moved to Senegal. Actually, I spent 7 years in West Africa.
Yes.
So understanding West Africa very well. See, then back home, and football is a passion.
Yes.
Yeah, and looking into talent, the wide talent that we have in Kenya. So let me come back. Got an opportunity to be serving in the transition, the caretaker committee, and just to serve Kenyans and ensure that we tap our talent and bring the game back to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Right now, when you look at Kenyan football, how do you rate it?
See, I rate Kenyans in football in 3 different ways.
Yes.
First, talent. A talent, I'll give you 9 out of 10.
Yes.
We have very great talent.
A lot of talent.
A lot of talent.
Yeah.
You see. The second thing, the passion.
Yes.
Passion still 9 out of 10.
It's still there.
Despite the wrangles.
Yes.
Kenyans are still watching football.
Yeah.
They're still talking about football. You see. Despite the disappointment.
Yeah.
The excitement. Look at the World Cup coming in Kenya.
Yes.
The excitement. Did you see the age group of the people who are passionate in watching the World Cup at KICC yesterday?
Yeah. It's diverse.
It's diverse.
Yeah.
So now that is passion.
Yeah.
You see. In terms of administration, I'll give it like 1 or 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's where our challenge is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our main challenge, that's
it's just football management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot has been spoken about football management in the country all the way from the 50s, the Kenneth Matiba area, to the 90s, up to the moment now where we are. They say football is lying with the dogs right now. We are down there. How do we bring it up? How do we get out of that?
Actually, sorry, you're echoing my words because we did a document,
Yes.
And we call it 58 Years of Confusion.
Yes.
So we started since 1964. When we had caretaker committee, we did a document called 58 Years of Confusion.
Yes.
We looked at what happened. When was the first caretaker or rather normalization committee in place?
Yes.
Can I shock you? In 1964. That is the first one.
That was the first one.
That is the first crisis.
Yes.
You see. So it has been going on and on and on. So any minister of sports who comes in, who tries to put things in place, people try to derail the process. Because the ministers have been very keen in putting structures in place.
Yes.
Yeah. But this time around, it's going to be delivered.
Yeah.
Yes.
And before we talk about digitization of Kenyan football, that's where we are going. But let's talk about, just give me a sneak preview on some of those structures that you're putting in at the moment.
Okay, first and foremost, you have to go back to the basics
Yes.
to understand where the pain points are.
Yeah.
You see, because you have different pain points in football. We've got talent, it's not tapped.
Yes.
We have the first pain point, we discovered those structures, lack of structures.
Yes.
Then the second pain point was competent among leaders. Who is running football at that?
At those levels.
Those levels.
Yes.
What is their competence?
Yeah.
Then do we know about them? What is their background?
Yes.
Or is it you're elected, you're here, so run football? No. You see, so structure is a challenge. Second thing is competence.
Yes.
The challenge. Third is business plans. There's
Yes.
no plan.
Yeah.
Here's a league, run it, that's it, year in, year out as league.
Yeah.
So after realizing those are pain points, then data collection.
Major issue.
Major issue. We don't know exactly how many coaches we have in the country,
Yes.
how many team managers, how many, the technical bench, how many under 15s do you have?
Yes.
So the first thing is to fix the basics. So these are the first recommendation.
Yeah.
Ensure has a structure, a league structure, whereby a sponsor, once they look at it, they're easily attracted.
Yes.
We want to create a scenario whereby sponsors are fighting
To come into
to
the
come
league.
into the game,
Yes.
not the other way where sponsors are running.
Yes.
We are begging. No, sponsors should be fighting to say, you see this under 13,
Yes.
this is mine. I want to sponsor this.
Yeah.
So that is the platform you're trying to create. Proper structure with a lot of transparency
Yes.
and visionary structure,
Yeah.
whereby you know from here, this is the second step, and this is the way to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you talk about competency in leadership, more so in administration, just give me a snake for your perspective coming from the corporate background and then meeting our football administrators or people there running football who are actually there as football stakeholders but have no idea about being competent in administration.
You see, on competence part, you see, you have your people have passion,
Yes.
but passion is different from competence.
Yes.
These are two different things.
Yeah.
If you have passion, then you have to, and you're running football, then you have to be competent
Yes.
to run football, because it's about administration.
Yeah.
Imagine you're managing a league of under 13,
Yes.
just like what we've recommended, an under 13 leagues in a county.
Yes.
These are under 13 kids. Who are the best people to manage such leagues? Or what is the best combination?
Yes.
That's now saying you need to include teachers,
Teachers. Yeah. The
you need
education sector.
You need to include people who have played football, like legends,
Yes.
people who understand. They're over 60, over 70. Bring them on to do clinics
Yes.
with these kids. Then they become mentors.
Yes.
Then the paperwork can be done with other people.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a full-fledged office, and it's creating employment. So those are the things that we need to look into.
Yeah.
Yeah. The resources are there,
Yeah.
but the resources will not come in if there are no structures.
When you don't have a framework.
A framework of how you're going to work, a business
Yes.
plan
Yeah.
of how you're going to work. Nobody's going to put a penny in it.
Yes. 2 years from now, when you look at football, let's say short term before long term, 5, 10 years, how can we see Kenyan football?
We are back.
Yeah.
We'll be back on the football platform as Kenyans.
Yes.
You know, Kenyans, we are always on number one in many things.
Yes.
So we'll be back. Because now that footballer will understand this is my career.
Yes.
And these are the returns of my career if I work hard.
Yeah.
That administrator will realize if I'm competent and I go back and say I need to put everything in order.
Yes.
This is my work. This is my daily bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is the touchline here on Y254. I'm Robert Osoro. I'm joined by a leagues and competitions in the transition committee member Ali Amuor, and we are talking about Kenyan football. And now let's come into your specialization right now, which is digitization of Kenyan football. First, can I ask why digitization of Kenyan football?
Because it's the future.
Yes.
It is the future.
Yeah.
Today there's a match in Paris.
Yes.
Liverpool versus Madrid.
Yeah.
Tickets sold out. People don't queue to
Yes.
buy tickets.
6 months ago, people had tickets.
People didn't queue to buy the tickets.
Yes.
Now that is digitalization. People are buying tickets online.
Yes.
It reached, if you go on the website of Liverpool or Madrid, it reached a moment whereby the few remaining tickets had to go on auction.
Yes.
They have to go on auction.
Yeah.
That is commercialization of football.
Yes.
But you cannot commercialize your football if you don't have your data. I was having a chat with one of the Premier League CEOs.
Yes.
And I said, do you understand the age group of all the KPL players? Are they in 1 year or 2 years?
Yes.
Not within the professional market.
Yes.
If somebody is 29, 30, or whatever, they might be, you might not be selling them.
Yeah.
Do you understand if you have a certain age group, it means you're not in business.
Yes.
You're not in business.
Yeah.
If you don't have an age group where it's marketable and that talent is there, any scout who comes in, like, okay, if I invest in this 1 year, 2 years, yeah, it's like
you're looking at someone you can invest in for 10 years.
It's like buying a second-hand or third-hand car.
Yes.
You're looking at somebody's, the input will actually be commercial viable for that professional club.
Yes.
And when I say commercial viable, it means signing, branding, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to digitalization, it means you're a sub-county, you're a county, you're national. So in this county, in the under 13, under 15, under 17 league, that is a must.
Yes.
That you can't compromise. That is a must, because if you have that league, any scout who wants to come in and say, I'm looking for a player, first they'll go into the website of that league and understand, in this website, in Kisii County, for example, you see, every weekend we have these matches of under 13, under 15, under 17. This is where they are. So if I'm a scout coming from outside or from the country, I know exactly by just logging into that website of that league, and I know this is the age group. So I'll go exactly where to market. Right now, people don't do random marketing. For players, they go, they look at their videos, they know exactly where to go. Today, Kenya's football is random marketing, either by hearsay or by chance, or it's not structured.
It's all about talking.
Just talking. That's a good player, or by chance. But we need to create a marketplace. Numbers, commercialize it. And say, if you want to come under 13 or under 15, under 17, if you want to come to IKPL, this is how competitive it is. And this is our age group. And if you're a local coach, you know exactly where to go. And in combination with schools, so you can imagine. And anybody can have data, even you, Robert. Or you can go in and say, can I see what's happening in our regional league? How competitive it is. And I don't need sometimes to physically go to a place because a player is being had. I'll just log in and see how many goals. Right now, you have visibility of everything that goes on. Our only visibility that we have in our football is KPL, NSL, Women a bit, Division 1. Then after that,
no one cares about the county leagues.
The bottom of the pyramid is in darkness.
That very much
It's in darkness. We don't know exactly what's going on.
And that's where the talent is.
And that's where the talent and the numbers are. And when there are numbers, then you're commercially viable to invest. If you're a sponsor and you know there's a regional league, your brand will be moving in the entire regional, the entire country. And if you're a club, you'll be talking to the sponsor. I say, I'm in this league. I play 48 matches a year.
And I go to every part of the country.
I go to every part. So I can invest in your brand. You can invest in me. And people are talking about, this is my age group. If you're an insurance company, you know exactly where to put your money, where to go. You see? So once we put this together and we are digitalized, then it becomes easy. If I want to stream, you see, we want to create a situation whereby on a super weekend like this, everybody is streaming Kenyan football.
From the age grade level.
Then now, the target audience, or what we call crowdsourcing. Different fans streaming in different tiers of leagues. So if I'm a class 6 kid, or a class 7, I'm under 13, and there's another under 13. My parents will tell me, go to that field, there's an under 13 match. What have we done? We've saved that kid from idleness into sporting activity. Whether they are playing, or they are fun, or they want to be a team manager, or they want to be a coach, or they want to be anything to do with football. But already you brought that crowd into one place. So that is killing that idleness, which can, in another age group, can lead to crime rate,
Yes.
crime. You see. So that's what we're trying to kill.
And when we're coming with this together, you are also bringing in fun experience and also broadening in content
Yes.
reach
Yes,
has got to be much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at crowdsourcing, most today in the Far East, people are going to log in. The revenues of Madrid and Liverpool will come more on the digital part than the physical one.
Than the physical part. Yes.
More because the content.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to do an advert in a country whereby the population is 160, 200, for example, like in Nigeria or in Kenya,
Yes.
or in South Africa, you see, or in China,
Yeah.
if you have 5 million people logging in to watch that match and you run an advert,
Yeah.
what are the revenues of that club in live streaming?
Massive.
Massive.
Yeah.
Now, that is a hanging fruit in Kenya that we are not even looking into it.
Yeah.
We're not even thinking about it. So people feel football is about playing or becoming so-and-so. No.
It has got to be a very tough challenge for you, considering that you are coming on with these good ideas that people are supposed to embrace and take over to help our football go ahead. And you're meeting football stakeholders or sports stakeholders outside there who have no idea what you're talking about or how you are supposed to help them go forward.
It's transformation.
Yeah.
Anytime when you have you're transforming, there are challenges.
Yes.
Because you're mixing the analog and the digital.
Yes.
And in that journey, you have millennials who are already converted.
Yes.
You have the analogs you're trying to convert, but you take them slowly. And whatever I'm trying to discuss with you right here is it's already documented.
Yes.
We've already documented it.
Yeah.
You see, one of the key things also we're trying to document is having a football museum.
Uh-huh.
A football museum.
Yes.
So that the millennials can understand
our history
of football.
Yes. Very true.
Our history of football.
Yeah.
So this is the analog part.
Yeah.
This is how we transformed, and this is where we are at. Even clubs, they should have their own museums.
Yes.
So that is an opportunity that is not being captured.
With massive potential for revenues also for clubs.
The other day we were watching an under 13 at the State House.
Yes.
With the HE, the country, the CS and everything. It's amazing. The kids were playing very good football. And the Legions were there.
Yeah.
So the Legions played and the kids are. Now those are the kind of clinics we should be replicating. Bringing the analogs and the millennials together. Football and the job opportunities in it, it's so massive.
Employment, job opportunities and employment in football,
in the part of digitalization, and talking to the technical guys, the coach, Bobby, and we were saying, imagine capturing the data of all the coaches, countrywide.
Yes.
What happens? Then you'll know how many coaches have a CAF B. How many coaches, how many kids are in school clearing Form 4, but they want to be team managers?
Yes.
But unless you have that data, unless they have to log in and say, I want to be a coach.
Yes.
I have this certificate, how can I go to? Then eventually you'll know, like now in the school education system, we know how many Form 4 leavers are there.
Yes.
How many? Now that is the same thing you need to replicate in sports. Because you have that young man who has finished school, but don't have an opportunity, but your talent. But then how does he reach to that place? They have a phone, Android, almost 85% penetration in Kenya. It's just about logging in and understanding how can I build my career in football.
Yeah.
We have players who have injuries, who had lifetime injuries, but they have the brains to do something and contribute something to football.
You know, sports and education is a very key part of a discussion, considering when you look at professional sports, when you look at the NBA, you look at the NFL, and we got a lot of those people in sports, mostly young kids. You remember some of these discussions, people like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, who skipped college, went direct into the NBA because they were prime and they could play for the NBA. There are those others like Shaq, like Dwayne. For them, they went into school and then came back into sports. And when they finish playing sports and go back into the industry, they have a lot more to offer into that industry.
Look at Barcelona
Yeah.
as a city. They have sports tourism.
Yes.
So you get an open bus, you go, but you have to go to Nou Camp. And the entire tour is like 100 euros. So
Yes.
part of the revenue goes into Nou Camp, to Barcelona.
Because you have gone also to the museum.
The museum.
at
So they
Camp
take
Nou,
you
the
into
stadium.
a dressing room.
Yes.
Pictures of who was and that. And you take your selfies and everything.
Yeah.
So people travel globally just to visit a sports museum
Yes.
in Barcelona. But over and above that, they perfected that art by having a Johan Cruyff University. You can log in.
Yes.
If you want be a team manager, you do that course, pay around 2,000 euros.
Yes.
That can happen here.
Study sports management.
Yes, sports management. You
Yeah.
can log in into a university and say, I want to be a team manager.
Yes.
I want to be a coach. How can I go about it?
Yes.
Because we don't advertise much those kind of opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's about perfection and putting structures and systems
Now,
in place.
is this where you bring into this conversation where you talk about bringing in business processes in the digital age now?
Yeah, commercialization.
Yes.
We need to commercialize the way we run our football. You see. And this I'll start with clubs.
Yes.
Why are you running a club? Why do you own a football club?
Yes.
What is your intention? What do you want to achieve out of it?
Yes.
What is your 1 year, 2, 3 years business plan of your club? How are you going to build your club?
Yes.
And the other day when we were talking with them, I said, start what we call a fun online
Forum.
and not even a forum, onboarding.
Yes.
If you're from Shabana in Kisi,
Yeah.
what is the fan base of Shabana? They don't know. They don't know what's their fan base.
Yes.
And on their fan base, who are your members? How do you recruit your members?
Yes.
That's a revenue stream that is not even touched.
Yeah.
Come to brand equipment. People put on football jerseys with Adidas and Puma and the rest. You are giving free advert and marketing
To Adidas.
to Adidas.
Yeah.
What is your gain from Adidas
Yes.
in a 50 million country? You see.
Yeah.
And fans are there. Anybody who's over 100,000, 200,000 fans, that's the visibility of an equipment.
Yes.
You see. T-shirt sponsors. And have we structured our merchandise as a club?
Considering merchandising is one of the ways that
It's a key
clubs
driver
make-
to revenue.
Yes.
That's commercialization. And if we structure the way we first we market our clubs, then we will understand that football now is moving into commercialization.
Yes.
And for clubs, they need to restructure everything. This is your marketing team. These are your targets.
Yes.
You need to give the marketing team targets of your merchandise.
Yes.
The marketing team now is divided into the other side of digitalization in terms of online boarding or sending content. You need to give people target.
Yes.
We need to get away from passion. Passion is already there. We have built it. It's in us. We're working with it.
We are loyal
Now,
with
we are
it.
loyal. Now we need to commercialize.
Yes.
And say, our marketing team, the new season is starting. We are unveiling these jerseys. Minimum, we want to see 1 million jerseys sold.
Yes.
How? Now the how and everything, they'll have their in their business plan.
Yeah.
You see, they'll do their own SWOT analysis. But if you're running a club and your marketing does not have targets
Yes.
in revenue streams, then I think we're not doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And we have the numbers.
Yeah. A lot of numbers.
We have the numbers.
Yeah.
And most of our clubs are regional clubs. We have the numbers. If you say, I want to sell 1 million jerseys or 1 million hats and everything, and the merchandise should be broken down from the newly baby born. If you love your club, I see people, if you go to the weekend, parents, fathers putting a national jersey, the
Yes.
mother, and the kids and everything.
Yes.
Now we need to localize that. We need to localize that.
Yeah.
In today's match, you'll see the scarf has 2 sides. One is the Liverpool side, the other one is Madrid side. I've never seen such a thing here. We're having a Mashemegi derby again.
Yes.
Free advice to them. Print scarf. Gor versus FC.
Yeah. And they will sell on that.
Yeah. Our neighbors, they have a Facebook page where all their fans are engaging. It's called Yanga Simba.
And Simba.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're engaging.
Yeah.
Eh? And the title is a very good title.
Yeah.
Eh? Tuko pamoja.
One thing that when we were talking about this and putting it into a shell, it's I think a policy framework and how all this come together. And I understand that there is a draft constitution that is in place that you are trying to sensitize sports stakeholders to come and look at it and see that it can go forward. How is that process like so far?
You know, governance and
Yes.
policies are very important. Once you have proper governance with integrity and transparency and values,
Yes.
you see, for us, it's just to initiate
Yes.
and give the ideas.
Yeah.
For the people who are going to validate it, it's for them now to be pragmatic
Yes.
and agile and look into it
Yeah.
as a vision document. Once you look at a vision document,
Yes.
then a new baby will be born and will have growth.
As someone who has come in from a corporate end and coming into football here into the country, and you have seen what is happening out there, because now I am 100% sure you are dealing in a totally different boardroom compared to the one you are used to, the one which you are used to. And, yeah.
You know, as I was joking to you earlier here, I
Yeah.
say it's like turning a sewage into a milk factory.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's murky,
Yeah.
and different kind of characters you meet there.
Yes.
People come and express themselves with a lot of passion.
Yes.
You see, people have been into football for many years,
Yes.
and some of them trying to change, but in a very resisting way. And you know, and we don't blame them, because when new things are coming in, it's
Yes.
it's like the fourth revolutions. You see, on
Yeah.
the digital era,
Yeah.
from the fax to the call box now to smartphones.
Yeah.
You see, so changing needs a lot of time, and it needs a lot of addressing people to explain and educate it. We say we need a lot of dealer education,
Yes.
in everybody, because everybody is a player,
Yeah.
everybody is a fan,
Yes.
everybody is passionate, and we have to have what we call an all-inclusive approach
Yes.
for the entire country. You see, because when you look at football was a devolved function since independence, or since
Yes.
before, because everybody was playing football from different places. So we
Yes.
just need to agree to that it's a devolved function,
Yes.
and everybody has to be admitted
Yeah.
on the football platform.
My question would be, what kind of advice do you give to football stakeholders at the moment?
My advice, and a very candid advice to them, is we need to revisit, we need to be disruptive
Yes.
and agree to change. And we need to be part of that change,
Yes.
and work together with that change. And we need, the most important thing is we have an adjustment whereby we need to agree to each other and say, it's okay for you to be there, it's okay for me to be there, because the opportunity is so massive, as I explained earlier.
Yes.
It's so massive that if somebody says, I just want to be in the under 15 management.
Yes.
So imagine under 15 in 47 counties. We're talking about the team itself.
Yes.
We're talking about the team manager.
Yes.
We're talking about the coach. We're talking about the assistant coach. We're talking
His
about the
technical
team
bench.
doctor. Yeah. Then we talk about the administration part.
Yes.
And the new thing, we're talking about analytics.
Yes. And that is what companies look at.
Yes, analytics.
Yeah.
Analytics both on the sports,
Yes.
both on the crowdsourcing, both on the philosophy. You know, like, in this analytics being saying, in this match, we usually have a crowd of 100,000, but today it's going 150,000 because it's a derby.
Yes.
So the analytic person sends messages and sound. Then there's that analytic on the technical part. In itself, it's an employment. So everybody, actually the football stakeholders,
Yeah.
they're hardly 2%, and the job opportunities, both on the technical administration, it's 98%.
And it's untapped.
It's untapped,
Yeah.
but people are used on the same way. We need to look on the other side and say, I think I'm missing this.
Yes.
I need to go back to this. And if they're not careful, the millennials, they'll come and take over that space so fast.
Yes.
So fast. And you realize, I wish I was, but it will be too late.
It's done. People,
Yeah.
people have moved on.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Imagine all those league tiers up to under 13.
Yes.
How many match coms will you have?
Many.
Have we done the numbers of the games that are going to be played in one weekend? Have we looked at what do you call the microeconomy that is moving?
Yes.
See, like in Kibra, you see, like in Madare,
Yeah.
If you go to this ground at Ngong Road, whereby if there's a derby, everybody from Kibra
Yes.
moves into that derby.
Woodley. Yeah.
And Impala.
Yes.
What happens when they move in? They start moving from 2 o'clock. But preparation, of course, is 10 o'clock.
Yes.
So the Mama Mandazi will know, today, everybody's going there. I'll go and sell Mama Mandazi there.
Yes.
Crime rate has really gone down because football is passion. Sometimes I choose passion more
These
than...
youth guys are
Yes,
engaged.
youth guys are engaged.
Yeah.
You see. So all that engagement, but in 47 counties.
Yeah. So, also in a nutshell, what people have got to understand, as our audience and also Kenyan football stakeholders have got to understand also from you is when you're running, let's say, leagues and competition, it's not all about giving out fixtures, because that's what Kenyan football is used to. So for Paka is playing FC Leopards today. There's a lot that goes on into that office and what happens in leagues and competitions.
I'll tell you quick analysis.
Yeah.
We know which team scores which part of the half.
Yes.
We know that.
Yeah.
Because we have an analytical team. We sit down and say, team A and B are playing. But team A usually, they score their goals on the last 15 minutes.
Yes.
We know that. We know how many teams have won, how many penalties, and at what, because you'll take a team and look at the number of penalties, then you look at what time the penalties are given. Is it on the first half, the second half? Then with that, you can tell, are these genuine penalties or not?
Yes.
Just by using algorithms and analytic.
Yes.
We have not even gone to machine learning. We've not even gone to augmented reality or virtual reality. Only by just using simple calculations, algorithms that say, we know. Right now, I know in KPL what is the age group. Age group bracket of players. And that's
what is it actually?
What you're trying to, it's between 24 and 25. Yeah.
Yes.
A very sensitive age.
Prime age for sports.
Prime.
Yeah.
But where are they heading to?
Yes. That's the big question, yeah.
Yeah, where are they heading to?
Yeah.
Then if you come to NSL, what is the age group? So we'll advise again the NSL teams to say, this is the right age group. Because by the time your player has gone into KPL, it should be on the ripe.
Yeah.
Marketable.
People will banish you outside there. People will come on to you and say that you guys, our Kenyan football is not working. You guys are not doing your job, considering that now Kenya is out of the qualifiers for the World Cup. You're not going to play in the FIFA World Cup and all that. But at the end of the day, we'll get our chance to get back there. And the big moment will be, you are not going back to where we are. That is now history. When you talk to us and we are heading back to, we are in this journey now that we are in, when we get back into that place where we want to be in the Africa Cup of Nations, in the FIFA World Cup matches and all that, can you promise that what you are doing right now as an office, you are crossing that line that we will never go back to the dark ages of football?
No, so you have 58 years of good moments and bad moments.
Yeah.
You see. And the good moments of our 58 years was in the field.
Yes.
Why? We had Eastern Central Africa. We've been winning.
Yes.
You see, our clubs have been winning. But our passion.
Yes.
The passion was there.
Yeah.
What we did not do is convert the passion into commercialization.
Yes.
So our heroes are on papers, not
And
on
in,
pockets.
Oral literature.
Yes, not on pockets.
Yes.
And if you look at the legends today, and players, and even players today, are they commercially viable? Are they driving their own cars?
Yes.
And how many of them are driving their own cars? Or are we still players in the Premier League that will play after that, get into a matatu and go home? Psychologically also they're affected.
Yes.
Are they like mentors of our youth that playing football will be commercial viable in future? This is the way to go.
Yes.
It's sports part of education. Or is it an alternative? Because some people say, if I fail, I'll try and play football, but you're demoralized. Then we do analysis in Africa. How many professional footballers have we sent outside? And you look at a country like Gambia, with less than 1 million population, how many professional footballers are outside? We look at Senegal. What's their population? 16 million?
Yes.
Asi 15 million? How many professional footballers have gone out? We look at Morocco. So all these other countries. Then we look at our economy as a country. Which number are we economically as a country in Kenya? Number 6, 7 in Africa? We're big.
Big economy.
Very big economy.
To Africa,
We're doing very well in athletics.
Yes.
We're doing very well in the fintech platform. We are almost number 1 or number 2 in fintech platform.
Yes.
That talent is in football. That talent is in football.
Yeah.
You see. And I actually agree with the bitterness of the fans, the criticism. People, because if you don't get critic and accept it, you will not grow.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. So in drawing the line is having proper structures, solid structures, and those structures should become policy.
Yes.
And documented. And say in the constitution, this is what is going to happen. You cannot change it.
Yeah.
And come and say, I'm changing the structure. No. The thing that affects football in this country is continuous changing of structures. Continuous central
Every
structures.
administration comes in with a new
They have what
structure.
we call a customized structure for their own benefit. But we need to be visionary.
Yes.
And say these structures are forever. Our structures should be like our national anthem.
Yeah. Finally, your crystal ball on Kenyan football as we now move forward to a new generation of Kenyan football.
It's changing. It's getting digitalized.
Yes.
The commercial values now are being accepted. And sponsors will go on auction in terms of want to sponsor
Kenyan football. Yes.
Take this word to the bank. Sponsors will be fighting
yes.
to come back and say, I want to sponsor this league.
Yeah.
And the clubs, the way now they're agile.
Yeah.
And everybody's passionate to grow. They'll move into that direction. And they have started moving to that direction.
Yes.
And you'll see a huge change coming into it. There's a lot of, the future is so bright.
Yeah.
And I'll advise anybody who wants to invest in football, this is the right time to jump into that bus.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
Once it's gone, it's gone. This is the right time to jump into that bus. And some teams I know, I've seen teams, and if you're not aware, there are teams in the lower division who are building their own stadiums.
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
Yes.
And soon those teams will be hosting Premier League clubs, major ones.
In their own stadiums.
In their own stadiums.
Yes.
And these Premier League clubs who did not do that will be learning for these teams. There are very good stadiums coming up.
Yes.
I'll not mention them for now because they'll get that surprise.
Watch this space.
Watch this space. Yeah. And there are teams in the lower division who have signed very good sponsorship agreement.
Yes.
And they're on that roadmap. So if other teams don't change, the clubs are below that, they'll come and take this space and it will be too late.
Wow. That's where we come to the end of this segment. It is all about commercialization of Kenyan football and also digitization of Kenyan football. And we have been talking to Ali Amuor, who is actually a member of the transition committee and also in the leagues and competitions. Asante sana for coming in.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and have a good afternoon.
Yes.
Asante.
So Madrid, Liverpool, where will you be?
Hey. Madrid, Liverpool.
Yes.
Everybody has asked me this question.
Yes.
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yes, all the way.
All the way.
Liverpool.
Hey,
it has Kenyan blood.
Yes.
It has Kenyan blood.
Yes.
Liverpool. Yeah, Madrid, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Big one there.
Yeah,
nostalgia for you also.
Yeah, and quite exciting.
Yes.
Yes. I think you should have that one of those experiences and go and watch a Champions League match.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a few.
Yeah.
Several ones that very nostalgic. I remember watching Barcelona Bayern, where Bayern lost 3-1 in Nou Camp. You know the hype?
Yes.
It starts from the morning. The entire town is filled up. a lot of commercial activities.
Everybody's all about
Everybody's
football.
there. And that is money. That's an economy.
Yes.
That's what moves a country. Look at the population of the European countries and look at our population. If you are able to build that stage. Today, FC is playing Homeboys, right?
Homeboys, yeah.
Where? In Bukungu.
Yes.
Now go and look at that economy in Bukungu, in Kakamega today.
Yeah.
Go and ask the boda guy in Kakamega, when there's a match, how much is he making?
Yeah.
Go and ask the retailer, when there's a match next to the stadium, how much is he making?
Yeah.
Go and ask Golf Hotel. They're fully booked.
Yes.
So that is what we need to transform. Football transforms economy.
Yes.
Today, Paris, from yesterday or 2 weeks, 2 days,
Yes.
no accommodation, the taxi drivers are full. Everything is just moving.
Yes.
So we cannot complain of unemployment. And yet employment, it's us to put it in place. So football is massive.
Well.
And the last thing, we need to have a philosophy. My parting shot, we need to have a football philosophy.
In that when people talk about Kenyan football, they talk
they know
about
exactly this is the system.
Yes.
You see. All teams, Liverpool has a philosophy, Barcelona has a philosophy, Bayern has a philosophy, philosophy in football.
Yeah.
You know, you go into these European airports and you find a huge merchandise shop of that home team.
Yes.
At the airport. That's what we need to have.
Yeah.
If I'm landing in Nairobi, I know what kind of merchandise I need to buy. Yeah. One of my welcome shots we have, and they've really perfected like Karibu Kenya, but which is the team, football team. The rugby guys have done it. They have their rugby jerseys. But what about the Kenyan jersey team? In all our airports, I was joking around with the guy. Said we need to have merchandise shops next to all the police stations for the police team.
Yes, and it can work.
It will work.
Yes.
Yeah, it will work. Yeah, if I want a Kenya police jersey, I know where to get it. You see, so that's revenue.
Well, a lot in Kenyan football.
A lot of it. Thank you very much.
Not finished talking about it. Let's go to that break as we look at Manchester City also winning their title. When we come back, we'll be with Erica Ganya and we'll be wrapping up everything that has been European football when it comes to La Liga, Germany, England, Italy, all in football, as we also preview the match tonight between Liverpool and Real Madrid.